Hey there guys, and welcome to today's video. Today we're keeping the story with the CPU tower coolers, and we're going to continue today with the RAIJINTEK Mya RBW Rainbow Add CPU air cooler. And I do have to admit, right from the box, I really love the design. It has one fan, if I'm not mistaken. This one is very slim actually, and we're going to open it just to see. But let's go through the specifications. So you need an addressable RGB header on your motherboard to synchronize all the addressable RGB on the CPU tower cooler, but I don't think they went just with that. We'll see if they have a controller inside that you could just click and adjust it if you don't have an addressable, because not all motherboards still have the addressable RGB header. Next to that, it has weight up to well, it's not up to, it's 925 grams. So this is the heatsink and the fan. The dimension of the fan is 100, so it's 120 millimeter fan, but the thickness is 13 millimeters. So as I said, it's very thin. Life expectancy is 40,000 hours. Maximum decibel noise is 28.4 decibels. It uses 4-pin PWM header and hydraulic bearing. The speed is from 200 to 1400 RPMs with PWM controlled. So let's open the box and check what we have inside. And when I say what we got inside, I'm actually really curious. Does it have any controller for the 5 volts connector for the addressable RGB? So you have the fan already attached, and right here you have the possibility with the long screwdriver just to attach the CPU tower to your motherboard. Now, as you can see, it's really huge. The passive part, the radiator, is really thick. Let's check the dimensions. The dimensions are, height is 163 millimeters. The height is 130, and the thickness, as you can see, is 86 millimeters. Let's check the accessory box, what we got inside, if there's anything that we might use for the connectivity, because currently right now we have 4-pin PWM for connecting it to the motherboard. So just the fan isn't RGB, but it does, just check this out, it has loads of fins, so it can actually produce a huge amount of air going through the radiator. That's why they went with the thin fan and loads of fins. We have here the 4-pin connection, but I think we have something here that we could actually manage, because no, this is 3-pin, sorry, my bad, not 4-pin, 3-pin. But we have here thermal paste, you have the screws and the threads for attaching it to the motherboard. You have Intel backplate, also Intel backplate, and you have, this is for the, to attach it here with the backplates. I think that the CPU tower cooler goes directly to the original backplate of the AM4 or other sockets. But let me just check just in case. Actually, this is universal. You could use this for Intel and AMD backplate, and this is really cool. The only difference is how you attached each part of the backplate and the front panel, because as you can see, you have 4 screws right here, how to attach it. So let's place it in a build. Let's stress test the CPU, check the temperatures, check it while in game, do some synthetic tests to have the CPU running on 100% just to see the temperature, and well, of course, check the RGB, sorry, addressable RGB. So let's go. Just for comparison wise, I always use the same components on some batch of products that I basically do the testing. So again, we have the Mya Rainbow addressable RGB CPU cooler, as I said before, on the Intel Core i7-7820X, which is basically an extreme version of the Intel CPUs. And we had, well, I gamed a bit So the CPU was going up to 30%, which isn't that much, I do have to admit that. It went around 60 to 65 Celsius degrees, which is quite alright. I mean, you can't expect having high temperatures on low percentage of load. Now, when I used the processor with heavy loader, which uses all cores and pushes it to the maximum completely 100%, it got stuck on 78 degrees after 5 minutes, and you'll see in the future video with another RAIJINTEK cooler what actually happens with heavy loader and the same CPU. So this is why I do most of the tests on same components, so you know basically what you can expect with comparison with this, with the Maya Rainbow and some other coolers. So basically, if you're, you know, in a doubt, will you give 10, 20, maybe even $30 more? Maybe it's actually worth it for those 6, 7, 10, 20 degrees difference. Now, you'll see in the future videos what I have for you, but today we actually had a really decent cooler with a slim design fan. Well, this is 6 pipes going to the base, to the IHS of the processor with the copper base. You do need a 3-pin 5 volts connector for your addressable RGB. As you can see right here, it's constantly changing as the whole case does, and it's really nice. I think it's right now blocked for some strange reason, probably because I was pushing the CPU to 5 minutes, 100% got stuck at 78 degrees, and basically that is quite alright. I mean, it's an extreme processor, so yeah. Guys, the design, when it comes to design and everything, this one looks brilliant. And if you go with some sort of a lower or Z390 gaming processors with, no, it's Z390 socket chipset, sorry. But I'm trying to say, if you're going with something lower with just gaming, not productivity processor, or some AMD AM4 processor, which isn't top of the line like the AMD Ryzen 9 3900X, you'll be just fine with the RAIJINTEK Maya Rainbow addressable RGB CPU cooler. So guys, yeah, I was playing here PUBG. Temperature is now currently 61 at 30%, and that's all there is to it. If you wish to check out the price, the links are below for each country separately on Amazon, so you could check it out, maybe buy it if you're interested. But as I said, the design is great. I love the addressable RGB and how it looks when you connect it. It really is a perfect looking cooler and definitely does the job for the money. So guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like for future videos, of course, and well, of course, see you next time. Bye bye.